many years investigating narco traffickers, it is the first time I've encountered a woman who wields so much power over violent, well-armed men. Over the past 10 years, Britain has gone from being seen as a world leader in drug treatment to an international disaster. La liberación de Marjorie Chacón, conocida como la Reina del Sur, ha dejado a muchos preguntándose cómo logró reducir la pena de 26 años de prisión que enfrentaba a 5 años. Talking about narcotics, what if I told you that some of the most brutal narcos were women? Usually, we picture cruel males like Pablo Escobar or El Chapo as being surrounded by a crew of loyal, aggressive soldiers. If you're surprised, it's understandable given that men are typically connected with war. But what happens when women take arms? Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We try our best to keep you updated on the crime world, and today's video is on a similar topic. Here are some of the historically most dangerous women narcos. Number 7. Sandra Avila Beltran. Sandra Avila Beltran, the head of the Sinaloa drug cartel in Mexico, is known as the media as the Queen of the Pacific. She may have been a third-generation member of a cartel family when she was born, but she took care to never leave behind any records of her illegal actions. Vila Beltran operated for years unseen by police officers, but in 2001, a 9-ton tuna boat carrying cocaine that could be linked to Sandra and a lover was captured. A few months later, when she alleged that her adolescent son had been abducted for a $5 million ransom, police suspicions increased. He was eventually delivered safely, but the police didn't stop looking into Vila Beltran. In 2007, she was found guilty of money laundering, and she was sentenced to nearly 7 years in prison. She convinced investigators to allow her to apply makeup before cops recorded her transfer to a women's jail, according to Tuscan.com. Number 6. Enadina Arellano Felix. Enadina Arellano Felix, a distant relative of Sandra Vila Beltran, is recognized by the Drug Enforcement Administration, or the DEA, as the first female drug lord in history. Enadina wanted to be the carnival queen of Mazatlan when she was a little child, but those dreams were shattered by her family's role in drug trafficking. After her brother, Eduardo Arellano Felix, was imprisoned in 2008, she took over the Tijuana cartel. She'd previously been a money launderer for the cartel, which she had done, to some extent, ever since she earned a bachelor's degree in accounting from a private institution in Guadalajara. Enadina Arellano Felix, now referred to as the boss, the godmother, and the narco mother, has managed to survive the fall of her brothers and the widespread deposing of cartel leaders in Mexico. Number 5. Griselda Blanco. Do you guys know that? Griselda Blanco, the Medellin cartel's drug boss from Colombia, is also known as La Madrina, Black Widow, the cocaine godmother, and the queen of narco trafficking. Griselda was a trailblazer in the Miami-based cocaine drug trade and criminal underworld from the 1970s to the early 2000s. But she also shipped drugs to New York and Southern California. It is assumed that she committed roughly 200 killings during her criminal career, and she got involved young. Blanco is accused of kidnapping and attempting to demand a ransom for a little child from a wealthy Colombian neighborhood when he was just 11 years old. Griselda shot the child after the kid's parents ignored her and declined to pay the ransom. So it should come as no surprise that Blanco's gangsters and their rivals worked violently. And because of this violence, there was an atmosphere of lawlessness, especially in Miami, which resulted in the Cocaine Cowboy Wars, a full-scale drug conflict. The monthly income generated by Blanco's U.S. distribution network was roughly $80 million. She was detained by DEA agents in 1985, yet her imprisonment did not prevent Griselda from operating her cocaine operation. She was indeed released from jail and sent back to Colombia almost 2 decades later, when she was shot and killed in a drive-by in 2012. The story of Griselda Blanco is more complicated than that, though. If you like this video, please do subscribe and like to never miss our regular uploads. Number 4. La Catrina. This is La Catrina, also known as Maria Guadalupe Lopez Esquivel. She was the leader of a notorious hit squad that left a trail of blood wherever they went. Maria came from honest beginnings. She was a daughter of a rancher and a housewife. She grew up in the city of Tepalcatepec, but she knew she didn't want to stay there for very long. She detested school and never wanted to pursue a regular life. In 2017, she, Maria, had fallen in love with Miguel Fernandez, a high-ranking drug lord, but she refrained from joining the cartel because of her feelings for him. She did so out of a love for fame and money, and within months, she rose up the cartel ranks and began earning huge money. As soon as she did, she began bragging about it on social media, and soon she adopted the name La Catrina, a tribute to the iconic Day of the Dead festival figure. La Catrina joined a group of Secure's young, attractive women warriors who used their good looks and charm to entice and murder members of other gangs, but Maria wanted to advance in their organization. In October 2017, Mexican police were trying to execute a warrant at a home when they were attacked by La Catrina squad. It was a massacre. After they killed 13 officers and injured many others, the squad set fire to 2 police cars. She quickly rose to the position of leader of her team and then became the commander of a hit squad. She and her squad were responsible for several assassinations, extortions, and kidnappings. La Catrina felt unstoppable because it was apparent they wanted to fight the cops in battle. However, when the officers heard her voice when she was giving orders to kill, they knew she was responsible for the attack and knew they had to find her. On January 10, 2020, the National Guard received information about La Catrina's whereabouts. Without wasting any time, the officers surrounded the squad's safe house. This time, the squad was hit in the shootout, but La Catrina had been shot in the jugular. She was then flown to the hospital in a helicopter. Number 3. Rosetta Cutolo. Though Rafaela Cutolo, the leader of the Nueva Camorra Organizata, NCO, has been jailed in a maximum security facility, or a mental facility, since 1963. Rosetta Isis Cutolo has served as the de facto head of the Camorra Mafia for several years. Rosetta managed the Mafia's daily activities independently, even though Rafael gave her orders. She developed a strong mathematical mind and independently arranged business deals with South American cocaine traffickers. Rosetta planned to blow up the police headquarters in the early 1980s, but unfortunately was unable to do so. Soon later, Rosetta escaped during a police raid on her stronghold. She managed to escape with the help of a local priest, who drove her past police checkpoints while concealing her under a rug in a car. She disappeared from public view for the next 11 years. Rosetta instead ran gang operations from several safe houses in several cities. In 1993, the police eventually locate her hiding place after searching for years. Rosetta surrendered without a fight, since she was sick of leading a life of a runaway. She did, however, assert her innocence during the trial, which her brother and other gang members supported. Rosetta Cutolo ultimately spent only 5 years in jail. If you like this video, please do subscribe and like to never miss our regular uploads. Number 2. Jermaine Roman. If you think that Jermaine Roman was just a member of a dangerous Jamaican marijuana trafficking organization, Central Florida police discovered after capturing her in 2013. But Jermaine was also the mastermind. Authorities claimed that Roman used the Wynn Casino in Las Vegas and the dormant concert promotion business named the Sure Thing Investments to launder millions of dollars in drug money. Authorities raided her organization and seized $200,000 in cash, along with 3,200 pounds of marijuana, firearms, and cars. Number 1. Jenica Thompson. Jenica Thompson, known as the Queen Pin, became the head of the Los Angeles cocaine trade at the height of the drug wars in the 1980s. Jenica had to find a method to support herself when she was young after being expelled from her house. She allied with Anthony M. Daff Mosley, an older guy who operated a successful cocaine trafficking operation. They later got married and had a son together. Thompson was horrified when Mosley was killed in a drive-by shooting, but she continued, along with developing a cocaine trafficking operation across the country. She also made an order from a Los Angeles-based hair company that marketed to celebrities. She once dated a man with the nickname Cheese, but after their breakup, he told the police about her. While Jenica spent the following 2 years hiding out, her son's 6th grade graduation was scheduled for 1993. Police were waiting for Jenica at the ceremony when she returned home to support her son, and they took her into custody. The Queen Pin was jailed in a high-security facility until 2005, but she's now a South Central Los Angeles missionary